Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not visible. Can you please turn on your camera?
yeah, I'm trying to turn on the camera. Um, okay, where do I turn on the camera? Which? I thought my camera. Um,
Yeah,
okay.
there is a button
Where is
below. Yeah, there is a button below like audio video settings.
audio video settings? Okay, is it on the? Okay, let me exit and come back again.
Yeah, yeah, do that.
Yeah. Okay. Mm, okay. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, I'm back here.
No, still you are not visible. There is a upside arrow below. Can you please go there?
Hi. So I'm trying to look for the.
Hello, Don.
Even
Hello. Hello, Don. Hello.
able to hear me?
Yeah. There is
Okay.
upside arrow below your screen. Hello. Am I audible?
That is so strange. Yeah, happy to meet everyone. Yeah, still not able to. Uh, okay. Yes.
Hello,
Okay.
Don.
Now, yes. Hi. Hi,
Yeah, hi.
Melinda.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, excited for
Yeah,
today.
welcome to the Global Virtual Summit 2025.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before
Yeah.
starting your session, I want to introduce you to our audience, Don.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Don Chen, with over 20 years of corporate experience, Don not guides individuals in overcoming life blockages to live with calmness, confidence, and ease. She embodies the transformation she offers, having worked with clients from 20 countries since 2012. Her mission, Setting Hearts Free, focuses on helping people reconnect to their innate healing abilities through non invasive medication free therapies. Dawn empowers others to achieve a pain free life naturally. She has received international recognition, including Asia's Best Brand Award 2018 to 2024 and the Asia's Women Leader Award by the World Women Leadership Congress. That is a really great, inspiring bio, Dawn, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you. So I'm going to share my slides here.
Yeah, you can share.
Yeah, I'm going to share my slides. Um, yes, hi. Good. It's actually evening here in Singapore. So, yeah, and it's good morning over in London or wherever you are. It will be a different place. So I'm trying to share my slides. Just give me a second. Oh, stop sharing. Anyway, for today, my sharing is on unleash your inner freedom. So mainly it's talking about how do we actually maintain healthy emotional mental state. So emotions are definitely related to our health, physical health. Do you agree? So our thoughts affect our emotional health.
Dawn, your screen is not shared.
Yeah, so I'm getting there. Not share. So are you able to see my slides right now? So sorry about this.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
select Windows option in the screen share.
Windows option
Yeah,
and screen share.
yeah. Share screen
Yeah, share. So I have Chrome tab, window, and
in
entire
Chrome
screen.
tab,
So I go to Chrome tab.
and you can select your PPT
Select.
session.
Yeah, so I actually have a PPT available to share. So I'm trying to share my window.
Yes, you can share your window.
Yeah, so able to see my slides right now.
It's okay, Dawn. I think you have a technical glitch. Can you please share that? Yeah, now it's working.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
just a quick information about quick recap on today's title is Unleash Your Inner Freedom, and which is about our emotional health. So just want to share a little bit about myself as what Melinda has shared with everyone here. Happy to be sharing what I've learned throughout the years since 2012. And my specialization is in anxiety, anger, fear, and stress. And since 2018, I've been very fortunate to be recognized in my area of work up to this year that I've been awarded Holistic Wellness Practitioner Award. So going straight into the title, yeah, it's all about how our thoughts affect our emotional health. And that was the last question I asked everyone here. And I think some of us would agree to a certain extent because later on you recognize what kind of stress or negative emotions could be affecting your health right now or the people around you. So, first of all, we want to acknowledge that mind is the forerunner of all things. All diseases are thus created by our mind. Tracing back the passage of time, we can reconnect with the universe and restore our health to a state of balance. So, this is actually a great saying by the Buddha, who discovers all things. Nothing religious, but it's a truth that I truly resonate with. So, what is emotions? So, emotions are energy emotion. I mean, some of you would have known about this already. And emotions are actually data to ourselves, they are not noise. And it's our body's way of signaling to us what the mind hasn't yet processed. So, for chronic stress, they are like unprocessed emotion. And if we don't deal with it, it will actually cloud our judgments for life, our judgment for our relationships, our work, and our well being, such that we will make misaligned decisions. And our mind and our health are linked, just to reiterate, because each emotion has a different physiological impact on our body. So when stressed, the body releases cortisol, which is not a new information to many of us right now since the internet age is thriving. So by having higher stress, it affects our blood pressure, such that the higher blood pressure we get and more are subjected to taking high blood pressure medication. And when body is stressed, it lowers our ability to fight off disease and infections, and as well as increasing blood sugar levels, which affect people especially who are already having diabetes. And one of the repercussions of having stress is having fat storage and not easily reduced, and they usually shown around women's abdomen. And like for men, where the beer belly are, so it's a reflection of how high the cholesterol in the body are as well, and it's usually due to stress. And these problems can contribute to increased chance of heart problems. And when feeling good, the brain releases serotonin and oxytocin, such that we feel happy, love, or confident, or even just by feeling calm. Serotonin and oxytocin continues to be generated in the body. So I love these phrases or these quotes from Indra Nooyi. She was the women CEO of Pepsi in the past, and she said that whatever anybody says or does, assume positive intent. You'll be amazed at how your whole approach to a personal problem becomes very different. So feel her words in you, in your heart, and aspire to do this as well, because I do have great takeaways and experience by just adopting what she says here. So our mind and our health are linked in the continuation that, so in every sense, the things we think and the things we feel are able to impact us physically in some pretty profound ways. And is also said by someone way before our time, by Hippocrates. He lived before Christ in the year 460 to 370, so he was known as the father of medicine. And he said this: if someone wishes for good health, one must first ask oneself if he is ready to do away with the reasons for his illness. Only then it is possible to help him. So first, we must be ready and be aware before that to be wanting to be healthy. So now at this point in time, which emotion affects you most? Take a few seconds to recognize this. If you're not feeling any of this, that's very, very good for you, because it's not easy to be staying calm and confident and balanced on any day. Yeah, so if you identified it, we'll go on to find out what are the negative emotions that the effects are. For anger and conflict, it actually affects our liver and gallbladder, such that if you are feeling or you know someone who's experiencing headache or hypertension or aches and pain, especially, is actually due to liver and gallbladder undergoing lots of anger and conflict. So this is something that we want to take note of for now, just sharing what are the impacts of the negative emotions. So if we constantly goes under stress and anxiety, the heart and the brain goes into a constant high flux where heart problem is a big risk. And of course, stroke is one ultimate chronic disease that it will manifest if stress and anxiety are accumulated over time. And insomnia is something that is very common now, where people are having problems sleeping, and plus indigestion, where the stress usually affects the heart and the brain and goes on to impact the stomach area. When a person actually has eczema or skin issues or having dry skin, it's largely due to the sadness and grief that the person experiences on the go. And when sadness and grief are being built up in us, the lungs and large intestines are the one that suffer, and that's why it causes the skin, our largest organ, to be affected. Moving on to jealousy. So we talk about the risk of osteoporosis. Actually, osteoporosis is not about lack of certain food or overtaking of certain food that causes calcium to be lost, but it's actually due to acidity in the pH. Because jealousy is just like eating into our body skeleton, into our main frame structure, such that osteoporosis happens. And one of the reasons for poor blood circulation is due to this, plus cancer, because cancer is also due to the high acid in the body. For worry, I think women worry easily, and so it affects our stomach, and that's how it manifests as a way of like feeling bloatedness in our stomach. We can say that food actually causes bloatedness. Yes, food is usually the trigger, they are not the cause. It's actually from the mind that how we have been feeling that causes the issues in the body, and how worry actually impact our stomach is one of the signs is bloatedness, followed by constipation and also affecting our indigestion. So if you've been feeling bloated, I would suggest that you don't take so much of raw stuff or not so much of tea, because it adds on to the problem of being bloated. So for fear, it affects the kidneys. And one of the effects of having fear is diabetes is one of them. Okay, and vertigo. Vertigo is where you feel that your environment, your room is like spinning on and off, and even when you wake up, you couldn't really find that your mind is clear, and you feel that the room is spinning. So that means you've been actually experiencing fear on the get-go. And tinnitus is where you hear ringing in the ears, yeah, out of the blue for no reason, and it causes back pain to exist. And the back pain that exists is not due to specifically just on the back itself, but a lot of times the back pain is due to kidneys, and the kidneys which are caused by the fear. And women are more particularly about having like puffy eyes and dark eyes circles. So I think the questions to ask women particularly, or some men now, because men can be quite particular about having not too beautiful eyes or eye area, it's what have you been fearing? Because we can have like fear of success, we can have fear of failure, it can be fear of loss. So coming to anger, because anger is like the most serious negative emotion that we can ever experience. So 5 minutes of anger is actually equivalent to 6 hours of damage to immune system. So when the immune system is imbalanced, our nervous system gets affected as well. And that's how we get into a tense mode in the body, especially our neck and our shoulders area. And all of the health issues mentioned above can lead to even more serious problems such as heart attacks and strokes. So look at people who have suffered stroke or suffered heart attacks. That would mean that their lives, they have to deal with lots of anger actually, and these are accumulative. And so why do we feel pain? So the physical pain that we experience in the body, they are actually related to emotions that we have been feeling, especially negative emotions. So this is the emotional pain chart, which can actually be found on the internet. There's nothing too secretive or too proprietary about it. That tells us what are your mental thought patterns that form your experiences. So the clients that I've been meeting or working on, most of them are actually having neck and shoulders problem. So for neck area, okay, it's usually about how we haven't been able to see the other sides of the situations, like not wanting to see other sides of their questions or trying to understand what they are going through, and the stubbornness or the inflexibility that we are holding on to our own view, such that neck tension actually arises. And after that, when the neck is not doing well, it got to do with our shoulders as well. So for shoulders, it really is about shouldering responsibilities, carrying our own experiences, and how are you doing that joyously? The moment that we don't have joy in carrying our responsibilities, the shoulders start to complain and start reminding you, hey, are you carrying your shoulders joyously? Or are you looking at those responsibilities like a burden? So these are potentially the causes of the neck and the shoulders pain. And usually when we are having these struggles, internal struggles, our breathing is affected. So when our breathing is affected, which means you could be holding on to your breathing, or you could be really breathing very shallowly. And over time, when the energy doesn't flow from your nose all the way down to the rest of the body, it gets stuck in the neck and shoulders, and that's where the neck and shoulders pain or aches will come about. And so for the back, for the spine, and if you feel that the upper back actually has some form of tension or pain, it's because you are actually feeling a lack of emotional support or feeling unloved and holding back love to people around you, especially your close ones. And when you are feeling pain in your middle back, that's where you are feeling stuck in the past and feeling stuck at the moment as well. And or you could feel that something is there and you just cannot get rid of it, and you just want to get it off your back. So for lower back, there is actually a worry of money, and this fear of money, fear of losses of money, or fear of the lack of money, or fear of the financial support. So if you think back to what I've shared earlier on, the fear, it impacts our kidneys, and that's how the back pain will manifest at the lower part of your back. So for elbows, it's referring to how you don't want certain things to change, or you don't like somebody to be coming into your life, such that you would want to elbow out that person. And that explains how tennis elbow actually comes about for no reason, no rhyme or reason, especially if you have not undergone any injury. So for wrist, it actually represents how versatile we are in managing our lives, in the ease and movement of changing our lives. Yep, so for hips, just quickly, it's telling us what we can't move forward and what are the major decisions that we are not making in order to move forward in our life. And usually for knees, which are actually quite common here in Singapore, many women and men are actually suffering from knee pain, and such that knee replacement operations have to be undergone. And it's really because of feeling the inflexibility to want to move. Yeah, so the knees are there to remind us, what are we holding on? Is this the pride that we are holding on, the ego that we're holding on, especially we think that we are always right? So reflect that, because awareness is very important. So ankles are usually a reflection of how we're able to receive pleasure. Yeah, receive pleasure from other people, whether are we receiving the love, and even just sometimes a very small help from other people, are we resisting that? So for bunions, it has got to do with our spleen actually. And when bunions are developed, it is there to remind us, are we lacking joy in meeting our experiences in life? So because there's actually no good or bad in our life experiences, but how are we looking at the incidents or the experience that happened, such that if you don't feel that it's joyful or there's nothing to learn about it at all, that's how bunions actually are developed on our feet. So how do we actually deal with all these issues and problems, right? Because they happen every day, day in, day out. How do we deal with that such that you can unleash your inner freedom for success? So success here is not just about career achievements or success. Success can be like, for me, success will be having a calm day, and there can be many curveballs being thrown at me. So that is also a success. And success starts from small, and success doesn't start from big. And how we do that is there's actually this alignment triad, which I come up with. It's really looking at how to align your head, which will be like developing in all the thoughts, and how to align your head with your heart, which are the ones that feel all the emotions. And thirdly, your gut. The gut is the second brain. That's why we call it the gut instinct, or that's where the intuition comes. So it's important that you want to achieve the inner freedom. Look at how your head, heart, and gut are aligning. And so there's this actually 90-second body scan that you can do for all three centers. Like when you're not feeling balanced or you're feeling out of whack, you can actually just pause for just 90 seconds. 90 seconds, I'm sure you can afford a 90-second, right? And just scan your head on what are the thoughts that you are thinking, and your heart, and what's your heart feeling, and what's your gut telling you. Like, what is that gut feeling? We all have gut instinct. So just tap into it and just ask the three of them, what's my body trying to tell my mind? And all it takes is 90 seconds. I'm sure you'll be able to do that. So there's also a mindfulness breathing exercise that you can be doing, which is called the 4462. And just a quick sharing with you so that you can also do this right now together with me, and so that you can actually have one great takeaway from my sharing with you today. 4462 actually means that you inhale with a count of 4. So you can actually sit relaxing right now with 2 feet on the ground, and just inhale on the count of 4 and hold there for a count of 4, and exhale on the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it there for a count of 2 and 1, and you repeat inhaling on the count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold there for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold there for 2 counts and 1. So because the sharing time for this presentation is short, I hope that you can remember to do this whenever you feel that you are in a mode of overwhelm or panic. Yeah, so the other way to unleash our inner freedom is practicing gratitude, observing merits of individuals, observing merits of the situations, and think of the kindness that actually every one of us actually is born with, and appreciate the kindness of the situation, appreciate the kindness of everyone else. And of course, there are actually many other therapies out there, like without the use of medication. That one of them, which is what I'm doing, transformology, to help eliminate anxiety without the use of medication in 90 days. So how would it look like if you continue to suppress negative emotions or limiting beliefs in the next 5 years? This is my last slide, and I would wish that you take time to reflect on this question. And many feel pressured to think their way out of challenges while ignoring emotional wisdom. So this is not what women leaders should be doing, but emotional alignment isn't it about being happy? It's about being whole. So I hope that the exercises and the tips that I share with you today will help you to align emotional health the best way for you, staying whole, so that you can continue to live, laugh, and love life. Thank you. That's the end of my presentation. I would love to take questions if there is time. Hi. Anyone would like to have any question for me? You're most welcome to post it in the chat. Oh, in what areas of your life do you feel most restricted? And how would it look like?
That was a
Hi.
really inspiring talk. And we have a few questions from our audience, Don.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm looking at them now.
Yeah. How do emotions shape the foundation of true mental alignment?
Yeah, so for this, definitely is very, very important to be focusing on our emotions, so that you know that emotions are the operating system of the mind. And knowing that when emotions are suppressed or harnessed, it actually causes your mental health to be at stake as well. So that's why I provided the practical ways to align emotions and the mind for your inner freedom. Because after all, there are great costs for emotional bypassing in leadership that leads to burnout and inauthenticity. So I would say that the number one thing to be working on is to have the great awareness.
We got the answer, and thank you so much for your valuable time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your participation and your attendance.
Yeah, thank you so much. And be on the backstage and join the next session, please.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Melissa.
thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Our next speaker is not available, so please wait for a few minutes and enjoy the video.